Hello, and today you can see in front of you it's a completely different configuration. You might have seen this case in my previous videos. I think I did a two-parter on the collection I had way back when, what's inside. But I've had this case for quite a bit now, and I do want to talk about, after getting way more into premium, into True 164, into a ton of different brands you see in front of you, how well is this Hot Wheels display case holding up in terms of carrying out and displaying Hot Wheels models as well as other models. So I think the best way to start this will be talking about the price. On Amazon, I bought this for $50 with free shipping. Um, there are a couple of configurations you can get. I mean, they're all the same, the case wise, but they do come with different models. The one I got was the Datsun 510. So there's this Datsun 510. There's a Chevy Silverado that has it's blue with the Hot Wheels racing livery, and they're coming up with a new one with a Chevy Gasser, Bel Air Gasser, again blue with Hot Wheels livery. I think this was the best one for me personally. I didn't want anything with too fancy design, not like, at least not specifically Hot Wheels, but if you're into like Hot Wheels livery, I think the other two will be better. Although I do have to say, at least back when I got this, the one was the 510 was $10-20 cheaper than the Silverado one. Yeah, but this Datsun 510 is really good. I'm not gonna like put it on the turntable or anything, but I do think it's a very good looking car. It's very simplistic. Got real riders, metal body, metal base. It's not super detailed, but it doesn't have to be, and I prefer it being looking slightly more stock than having it with a ton of unnecessary livery. You can see there is front paint details here. It says Datsun here in the grille, even though there's nothing on the headlights, which is interesting. But anyway, $50 shipped, and you can put 48 models down here for roughly $1 per model display, which is not bad considering the other options you might have. And you can see, I'm gonna pull it in a little bit more. You can see there's kind of like tracks, not orange tracks, but gray tracks holding models down. They're a bit loose, but they're not gonna come out if that's something you might be worried about. And down here, it's pretty much the same. It's the black base or the frame of the display case that's holding it together. You can see there's grooves at separate models, so you can more easily tell where things are and where they're supposed to be. I think overall for $50 it's not too bad at all. Let's see. Yeah, one thing I want to start off with talking about Hot Wheels. So for its purpose as a Hot Wheels display case, I think it's really good. Although one thing you might want to notice is that you probably don't want to put basic models on the top, like on like the top few levels. If you put them here, like one thing I've noticed is that they easily just slide closer to the front. So if you're a bit more obsessive compulsive like I am and want everything to be perfectly in place, put your basic models as plastic wheels lower down. And the one other thing you're probably going to worry about is the size, which is something I feel looking into Johnny Lightning and Auto World and Greenlight displays, and I'm not getting any of those because in my opinion they're pretty expensive. Although I do think they're probably going to end up being better, but yeah, price is definitely a concern. But I've seen a lot of stuff is like, for instance, the Auto World display case cannot fit the biggest Auto World, which is really annoying because Auto World makes True 164. They do a lot of luxury vehicles. They do a lot of giant station wagons. You would think they will put that into consideration, right? But for Hot Wheels, for the most part, they're really good, considering the Hot Wheels themselves are not very huge. This is a green light. I'm going to point out some Hot Wheels models I have. There's very few of them by now. So this is a Hot Wheels. You can see it fits there very nicely. The Mazda 787B. Plymouth Superbird. You can see this is one of the largest Hot Wheels. Well, one of the longest Hot Wheels castings, you can see. And one of the largest castings I own from any brand. So you can see this is a green light. Ford 150, and this is a Plymouth Superbird. So you can see they're pretty close in length, although the 150 is obviously a lot taller than it, and some of the other big Hot Wheels models I own this is the Mercedes Unimog. It's been out of my display for a while. Empire Strikes Back is by Irvin Kershner, still one of the greatest movies ever made, and the best Star Wars movie. And I think it's really cool. But I'm definitely moving away from like pop culture stuff. Just want stuff that's a bit more plain or a bit more realistic in my display, unfortunately. I mean, when there's only 50 spots, unfortunately, I have to be a bit more picky, or 48 in this case. But you can see down here, it barely fits. And you can still get it in between like the two tracks on upper levels, but it's going to be really, really hard. You basically have to slide it in like this and turn it in when it's under it. So for larger models, you definitely need to you definitely want to put them lower down. Some of the other tall models like again, Hot Wheels. This is one of their older models. This is Cat, whatever you call those things, bulldozer. You can see it does not fit. Maybe I can. Okay, I can do it like this, but so there's might be a bit of a clearance issue, but for the most part, I guess everything fits. Lengthwise, yeah, you already seen what's a Plymouth Superbird. So the thing is, let's see. This is more of a problem with other brands, because especially other brands that operate on True 164, like Greenlight or Auto World, and to a lesser extent, not True 164 brands like Johnny Lightning and Racing Champions. You can see having a few long vehicles, like two long vehicles next to each other, is already looking very, very cramped. So I do think if you're going for and this Johnny Lightning right here, this for 250, it's cramped all the way in the corner, and it's not even next to like a large vehicle of any sort, just a Greenlight Ford GT. And it's not much of an issue over here in like the more European side. I know there's a Cadillac, but you can see again the Cadillac is too long. But like for the European cars, the more sports cars and race cars stuff I like to collect, is not much of an issue. And with the Volkswagen Type 2 microbus is not really an issue either. But with like American vehicles, like the bigger station wagons and luxury vehicles, and giant pickups, it's gonna be a problem. So overall I still like it. I think I don't regret getting this whatsoever, but I feel like the next up from here is probably gonna be a Carney display case, but I'm not gonna get that anytime soon, because one, it's expensive, and two, I mean, it's super expensive, and number two, it's also very, very big, and I'm still a student graduating in December, and I can't imagine carrying that one wherever I move to. Presumably still in the city, but who knows? So and after never mind, it's fine. But basically, I'm still moving. I don't want anything that's too huge. But overall, I think this has been a good investment. I do like the display options at Carney display case, as well as Johnny Lightning, Auto World, and Greenlight all have these like segmented, clear plastic displays. I think it's better, at least for someone with me who's again might be a teeny bit obsessive compulsive, if not OCD, at least OCPD. They just want things to look right. I want them to have like kind of, you can see from like, I want to have them to have like kind of like an equal distance between them, a little bit of space, so each model has their own space and whatever. I think having them just nicely segmented for me might be a better choice. Although I will probably have to turn a lot of the larger castings, like the Cadillac right here. I will probably have to turn them to an angle, have them display diagonally, or just have them like this. So, and I'd rather that they stay flat on the surface, so that might be a concern. And the Hot Wheels display case has it easy that you can just pair off longer castings with shorter castings, like what I did right here. So you can maneuver your way out of awkward situations like those because there's a lot more leeway to display. So yeah, and overall, I think these things are definitely designed with rubber tires in mind. Like I said, if you put plastic tire stuff on here, it will just slide. Um, Rubber obviously have a lot more traction, so they're not gonna roll as much. And you can see here, there's space for you to hook it up and hang it on the wall if that's what you intend to do. There are stands here, but I think you can just take them off and then store it at the back. There's a spot for them. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while. So overall, I think this Hot Wheels display case has been a good display option, and obviously people with woodworking skills obviously can just do it themselves, which will probably be better and fit your need a lot more. So, but overall, I think this has been a good display option. Although, for the long term, like more hardcore collectors would probably want to look into carded display cases, which, again, I think they're really, really awesome. But really, well, I mean, what? It's like It's also like $1 per car, but then like they do like 100 cars or so. In which case you have to pay like $100 some dollars. It's not like really expensive when you think about it, like per like dollar per card displayed. It's not bad, but if you look at like a total, it's gonna be like twice as much as this Hot Wheels display case, which is still a large total amount. So that's pretty much it for my look at my Hot Wheels display case. I still like it a lot. Like I don't regret buying it whatsoever, although it's become more serious as a collector, especially gearing towards more other brands like True 164 stuff. Getting the big stuff, it's probably going to become a problem down the road. But that's it, and thank you for watching.